thank everyone for being here. And as you all know, recently in the past few days, we all suffered a tragedy. The Syrian people suffered a tragedy, as well as the people of the United States and everyone around the world, when Ambassador Chris Stevens was so wrongfully killed in the worst way possible. And so we would like to take a moment right now. I should also mention that we put together some slides for Chris Stevens. Thank you very much.
I'm very excited tonight because hopefully we're going to have special event and special night for the cause of humanity. It's not just for Syrians. We learned a good lesson that humanity stands first, and all of us have to help human beings wherever they are. In the past 9 months or so, we have collected about $5 million from generous donors like you. So far, we have sent about $3.5 to $4 million to Syria and to neighboring countries.
Just general rights of the average U.S. citizen. He has been a huge supporter in many different ways, and Congressman Conyers has come to join us and speak a few words.
I had to come by here before I attend my other duties to let you know that, like Senator Levin, I am completely supportive of the effort to, first of all, educate everybody in our country about the incredible, almost unbelievable circumstance of a government turning on its own people. Thank God for the Free Syrian Army, which is doing a great job, and I am very pleased that we have not only the Syrian American Medical Society, but we have the Syrian Sunrise Foundation helping here and in Chicago and in Cleveland as well. Let's give all of those folks a hand for the great work that they're doing. And I hope that you will let them know of our congressional support that we're developing in Washington, and I'll be reporting this event when I get back. And I'm so proud that my dear friend from Chicago, Ray Hanania, is here with us as well. Thank you for coming. And I want everybody to know of my legislative assistant that's working on this matter, Attorney Isaac Robinson. Would you stand up so that everybody will know who you are? Thank you very much. Let's enjoy the evening, and I am very, very moved by the fact that the leaders of this event tonight want to make it something beyond just the Syrian misadventure. It's a tragedy that is probably something like it being replicated in other places, but nothing where there can be no support being brought in, where even the medical services are being attacked militarily. I've never heard of anything quite like this yet. And so believe me, my heart and the political will that we will generate from the White House, I think the President has taken a good position, but we have to do more. We cannot stand idly by and wait for something to happen. We talk about United States exceptionalism. Well, if we are exceptional, now is the time for us to prove it. And I thank you very much for letting me be here.
Please help me in welcoming her. Thank you.
Unfortunately, the senator could not attend tonight, but he did prepare some words for the event, and I will read them. Dear friends, I am delighted to offer my personal best wishes to the Syrian American Medical Society, the Syrian Sunrise Foundation, and members of the Syrian American community as you gather to raise funds for those so deeply affected by the present situation in Syria. This event is a fitting tribute to the important work that you do in building community, promoting cultural understanding, and bridging relationships. My best wishes to one and all for a successful event. Sincerely, Carol Levin. Everyone has a great evening, and thank you, Kayrouz. Who has also been a huge support to the Syrian community and to the efforts of SAMS and SSF. And I'd like you also to help me in welcoming her as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Serene. Hello, everybody. I want to begin by telling you I am not Syrian, I am Lebanese. And I am very honored to be here today because I want to tell you that I really believe that what Syria is going through, regardless of taking a stand with any of the political factions, really is something that has to be supported by everybody, Syrian and non-Syrian. Human tragedy transcends geographical locations, it transcends religions, it transcends barriers, and I want you to know that not only am I honored to support this time, I'm honored to support you financially and otherwise every time you put a function together or you seek money, and I will reach out to my other Lebanese counterparts and other counterparts to tell them about this. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Raising $5 million is extremely commendable. I am so very impressed. Thank you.
They don't have a connection directly to Syria, but they have a huge heart. We've already recognized a few of them this morning, and I'd like to add to that list Stephen Lagana, who came all the way from Boston. Right in Philippus, there are representatives from Right in Philippus at this table over here. I'd like everybody to please give them a huge round of applause. They have been extraordinary in giving medical donations to the Syrian people. Ray Hanania. And he came out here, he's a journalist, he flew in from Chicago. I'm sure some of you have read his work, and we really, really appreciate him following the Syrian cause. The journalists are a huge asset to the Syrian people, and I'd like you to also help me welcome him to the stage. Thank you.
I feel like I'm Syrian. I wrote a column defending the Syrian people, and I had so many people attack me for it. And I had to ask myself, why are they attacking me? And the reason they were attacking me is they don't want your story out. They don't want what you're doing today to get out to the rest of the world. And I'm just very proud that, I can help in any way that I can, and I'm going to continue to write columns with Layla El-Husseini and her radio show, our radio show, with the support of Dr. El-Attasi, the Syrian American Medical Society, the Syrian Sunrise Foundation. I'm going to do whatever I can to help you get the word out so that more Americans recognize why it's so important to support the Syrian people, especially this cause of providing humanitarian aid. You have great people like Joumana Kayrouz, Stephen Lagana, there's so many others. Who else would be able to attract Senator Carl Levin's office to come here? I think that's an astonishing show of support from our senator. It's also to have Congressman Conyers come here today to actually speak to you. That's an amazing statement that the people of Syria have support. What you're doing is the right thing, and I'm just privileged that you even invited me to say hello, and I'm happy to do it, and I'll keep doing whatever I can to help you. Thank you very much.
I would like first to, on behalf of the Syrian American Medical Society National Board, to thank you all for coming and participating in this really inspiring event. It has been a year and a half, very painful. I was actually waiting for a light like what Roger Dale was doing and his students. It really brought happiness to my heart after very painful days that we were living in the last week. Today, for you who do not know, and I don't think many of you know, marks the first year anniversary of a hero, medical personnel, who gave his life to save others' life.
As a family, I'm unique probably from all the speakers besides the MC, in that I've been blessed with a mother and father who, despite my birth certificate saying the United States of America, my blood pumps Trab Rimal Ahmar Suri. And it's no coincidence that as much as my love for Syria, my ability في ديني الحمد لله بالإسلام, قدرتي باللغة العربية, as much as I can stumble along, أجر وفضل من أم وأب, a mother and father, وأختي سيرين الغالية علي كتير, أختي الوحيدة, she's a treasure, a special treasure in our family, وأخواتي فوزي وعمار وكنان. بس من فضل الوالد والوالدة الله يعطيهم العافية, I wish they were here. بس من صغرنا, from our youth, from the day we were born, they made us proud to be American, but never forget that we are Syrian.
And so, I put these two ideas together, and I've always wanted to expose Guernica to my students so that they could feel, especially the power and the will of this painting. And because of its dimensions, it's I don't know, it's what 24 feet long and I don't know 10 feet high or something. It's just an absolutely monumental piece, and I thought that the students would understand this commitment of Guernica, of Picasso painting Guernica, if they did it themselves, if they did it too, so that they would. So I asked them when I got back to Strasbourg to do a reproduction of Guernica.
So this is some of the pictures here. Future projects, it's handheld ultrasounds. Actually, it's not a future project. These are already sent. Doctors from here, radiologists went and trained. Some of the doctors came from the northern side of Syria to Turkey, and they had a course on ultrasound, how to deal with during trauma. The machines were shipped from here. Dr. Abdelmajid Batranji, who will be doing the fundraiser, inshallah, he's going to Turkey next couple of days with another better projects with newer machines that will train trauma surgeons how to handle surgery using the best equipment that we have. It's going to go. So the injuries, the field hospital, site clinics, and multiple projects working. So with that, I'm going to stop here. Fortunately, would ask for more pictures from the kids and injuries in Jordan and Turkey. It was tough to get some of them. They refused to be filmed. But we have another competition recently when said that it was Angelina Jolie was there in Jordan. So he asked the kids, "You want to take a picture with Dr. Atassi or Angelina Jolie?" He had nobody came to him. So sorry, Bassett. So thank you very much. Thank you for giving me the time. And
a couple weeks before Hakam's passing, I remember I was sitting with his mother, Auntie Rana, and we were in a social gathering and we were talking about the Syrian revolution, and I told her, well, aren't you a little bit worried about your son? Is it difficult? Is he going out? She said, he's going out. What am I going to do? He's not going to listen to me. I said, well, at least, I'm sure Ammo, I'm sure his dad is going to tell him to stay home, right? And she goes, you know what? He said, and that's the kind of person Ammo is. And to translate what that means is his value is the value of every one of those boys that's going out, or every one of those people that is dying.
أنا ربيت حكم، بس اللي رباه واللي رضعه بتغير توقف جنبي. حكم. وقف قلب حكم ليدق قلب تاني. هذا الإنسان، هذا اللي بده يعطي. حكم معنا، حكم شعور فقده إلنا ونتائج عمله لوطنه. حكم الإنسان اللي خلى نبتة الإنسان ترد تعيش في بلد الصليب اللي كان حاكمها وما زال حاكمها، بس ما نطول بإذن الله. اللي بدي أقوله أنا إنه اللي بياكل لحاله ما بيشبع. اقعدوا وصفوا له بلتين، اللي بياكل لحاله ما بيشبع، اللي بيطعمي غيره هو اللي بيشبع. سوريا نرجعها جنة، وإن ما رجعناها جنة بدنا نروح نحن على الجنة.
It's very difficult to listen to what you have to say because of the fact that you are not connected to Syria by anything other than your heart. And one of the things I was explaining to them at the table that frustrates us all is we feel alone. And hearing that there are people in France and Canada and England and all over the world who care, just care, is so, so important.
I feel so sorry for Katherine's family, for his friends, and sorry for us and sorry for him. And this is not easy.